Hi friends, it's Miss Senta again. Um, I don't know if you've already watched the reading of Can I Play Too? Where I said at the beginning that this was my very favorite Elephant and Piggie book, which it is, but I have two favorites. So today I thought I would read my other favorite Piggie and Elephant book, and it is called, or the title is, We Are in a Book. And there's Elephant and Piggie, and look what Piggie's doing. It looks like she's pulling back the pages. Again, this is written and illustrated by Mo Willems, and this is a special award. Let me see if you can see that. This is a special seal showing that this book received an award. The award is called the Theodore Seuss Geisel Honor Award, and that just means it's an excellent. The year that this book was published, this book won an award as an excellent early reader book. So for those of you out there who may have an older sister or brother, maybe in kindergarten or first grade, who may be learning to read, or maybe you're really working hard at reading, this is a great early reader book. You will see. So anyway, this is called We Are in a Book. I think you'll like it. Here's our title page. There's Piggie. Wonder what Piggie's doing over here. And Gerald says, We are in a book. This is our title page. There. Look at this. This is too cute. Piggie says, thank you, and she winks. I wonder what she means by thank you. And look, Gerald is like, huh? What? What's going on? And Piggie is smiling. It's like an inside joke. But by the time we get to the end of the book, you'll figure it out. There's something else that's really neat about the way Mo Willems does the Piggie and Elephant books. I don't know if you've already seen this one. Let me juggle books. If you note, you may have noticed in this book, and I failed to point it out, that Gerald is what color? He's gray. The elephant is gray, and when he is speaking, above him, the words are in a gray bubble. And when Piggie, what color is Piggie? She's pink. And when Piggie is speaking, her colors are in the same color as she. They're pink. That helps the reader know who is saying what. So, Elephant says, Piggie? And she says, yes, Gerald. And Elephant says, and I have to look at it, I think someone is looking at us. Look here, look what Gerald, it looks like Gerald is elbowing Piggie to get her attention. Is someone looking at them? I wonder who's looking at them. This is too cute. Look at Piggie's face. She's like, who could be looking at us? And then look what she does. She walks closer to the edge of the page. And who is she looking at? I think she's looking at us. Let's see. Piggie says, someone is looking at us. If you're learning to read, when you see letters that are slanted like that, it's called italicized, and it means you stress the word. So you would read it, someone is looking at us. An elephant says, who is looking at us? An elephant says, a monster? And Piggie's looking, and she's thinking, and she says, no, it is, ... means we're pausing, we're waiting. It is, and she's thinking, look at that face. She's thinking, who is it? Oh, Piggie's so smart. She says, a reader. A reader is looking. No, a reader is reading us. That's what we're doing right now. We're reading this book about Piggie and Elephant. Elephant gives up. He walks away. He says, how is a reader reading us? How is a reader reading us? And Piggie comes up above the bubble and she says, the reader is reading these word bubbles. There, can you see that? The reader is reading these word bubbles. That's what we're doing right now. Isn't this clever? Then she hangs from the bubble and she tells Gerald, we are in a book. And he says, we are in a book? And he's pointing at himself. And she's thinking, mm-hmm. And then Gerald shouts. And how do we know he's shouting? Because all of these letters are uppercase. Gerald shouts, that is so cool. And he's so loud, he knocks Piggie flat over. He's so excited. Reading is really fun, especially once you know all the little reading rules. And then they start singing and dancing. I say they're singing because in my head when I'm reading it, that's how I think it or envision it. We are in a book. We are in a book. I think they're singing because it looks like they're dancing. And they're saying it again. We are being read. We are being read. And they're so excited. So I like to think it's kind of like, we are in a book. We are in a book. We are being read. We are being read. But when you're reading a book, you read it how it should sound to you. It might sound different to me than it would to you, and that's okay. That's the fun of reading. And then Piggie says, and how do we know it's Piggie? Because it's pink and it's pointing at Piggie. She says, oh, I have a good idea. I can make the reader say a word. And Gerald is like, huh? How do you do that? There. So Gerald asks the obvious. You can make the reader say a word? And she says, I can. And then Piggie says, if the reader reads out loud, which is what we're doing. So this will be silly fun. How can she make us say a word or read a word? By saying it out loud. And Gerald says, that is a good idea. He says, that is a funny idea. And look, he's laughing. He. And then she says, here I go. What is she going to want us to read out loud? I bet it's silly. Oh, look, here she says, ahem. See, it's like she's coughing, going, ahem. And then she says it right there. Banana. And just like that, we read banana. Oh, and Gerald thinks she's so funny. He's like, ha, 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 ha. He's laughing. And then he says, did you hear that? And he's like, hee, 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 ha, 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 ha. Actually, I think these are all hee-hees. He. She's looking at him. Gerald is really getting tickled about us saying banana out loud. I would have said something like porcupine. And then Gerald's waving his arms up and down. He's laughing so hard. And he said, the reader said, banana. And then this is all like, these are all like hee-hee-hees. And this is ha 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 ha. Oh my goodness, look at him. He's rolling on the floor laughing. And Piggie's just looking at him. Isn't that silly fun? They did make us say banana, didn't they? They did. And then Gerald says, oh, the reader said it again. And then he gets tickled. And this is like, ha ha ha, hee hee hee, ha 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 he. They're both on the floor just laughing. Look at Gerald. It's like he's stomping his feet and, oh, they're both very tickled at making us say banana. Oh, and look, Gerald, he's still laughing. Look at all the hee-hee-hee-hees and the ha-ha-has. Look at him. There he is. He's just laughing. And now Piggie's on the floor. And Gerald says, banana. So funny. And he laughs so hard. He has tears coming out of his eyes. There. Have you ever laughed so hard that you made yourself cry? I have. When I'm with friends or when my boys. And then Piggie, she's so sweet. Piggie says to Gerald, do you want a turn? Before the book ends? Oh no, look at him. He's like, what? Ends? So let's read this again. Do you want a turn before the book ends? And Gerald, remember, how do we read something when it's in all uppercase? And look at all this. Look, he's panicked. He says, ends? Like, almost like a shout. Ends? He says, the book ends? Oh, he is so upset. And then Piggie explains it to him. Yes, all books end. And then Gerald, he's not happy. He's shaking Piggie and he says, when will the book end? So Piggie does the logical thing. What do you think she's going to do? She says, I will look. And he's like, So she comes over and she says, page 57. Because she looks at the last page in the book. Let's see, is she right? Let's turn to the back. Let's see. I'll look and see. Oh, look, it does end on page 57. Right, there's our page number. Oh, Piggie, she's so smart. And Gerald, he panics. Page 57. It is page 46 now. Is it page 46? It is page 46. Eek! And now it is page 47. And he points to 47. Oh, such a clever book. And Gerald, he's panicked. He says, this book is going too fast. I have more to give. He's saying this to the reader. He's looking at us now. He's trying to convince us to not let the book end. But it's not up to us because we didn't write the book. It was up to Mo Willems, remember? Mo Willems is the one who wrote the book, so it's up to him. So Gerald is upset, and he says, more words, more jokes, more bananas. Oh, look. I bet Piggie has a plan. Piggie always has a plan. Gerald says in these little bitty words, kind of like a whisper, I just want to be read. Can you see that? I just want to be read. And he's so sad. And Piggie says, I have a good idea. Do you remember in the other Piggie book, when Piggie had an idea, do you remember how Mo Willems showed Piggie's idea? Do you remember? If you've already seen if you've watched the reading of this book first, I've got a glare. When Piggie had an idea, it showed up as, do you remember? I'm going to show you because I have it right here. If I can find it without wasting too much time. I think it's at the back. Yes, it's at the very back. Do you remember this? When Piggie had an idea and it showed a light bulb above her head. Yes. Well, in this book, we don't get a light bulb above her head. She just says, oh, on the other page. I'm getting ahead of myself. Right here when she says, I have a good idea. Mo Willems doesn't put a light bulb above her head. Instead, Piggie whispers. And what we have is a little pink bubble. And it says, whisper, whisper. So she's whispering to Elephant. And Elephant says, that is a good idea. I wonder what their idea is. And look, friends, we're on page 55. That means the book is almost over. Gerald says, hello, will you please read us again? They're like begging. And then Gerald says, I hope this works. And Piggie says, me too. And now I have a question for you. That's the end. See, there's page 57. Now I have a question. Do you remember the very first page of this book? Do you remember Piggie said something to us? Do you remember what she said? I'm going to show you. Remember, we had our title page, which is not numbered. Huh, actually, I guess it is. Ma, imagine that. What is the first thing Piggie says? Let's see if you get it right. Do you remember? Piggie says, can you see it? She says, thank you. And she winks. She's saying thank you because you're reading it again. Now, we're not going to read it again here, but if you had this book at your house, you'd probably read it again. So anyway, this is We Are in a Book by Mo Willems. And I think it's such a sweet, clever book. Well, I hope you had fun. I hope you liked it. I hope I didn't jibber jabber too much in the middle of it and break up the whole idea of the story, because I would hate to do that. But you know, Miss Senta likes to explain things as we go. I think I just like to talk because I've missed you guys so much. Well, anyway, I have another story for you soon. So I'll see you then. Until then, have a great afternoon, guys. Bye-bye.